Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is former Congressman Brad Carson. He is the president for Americans for Responsible Innovation and the founder of Public First Action PAC. Congressman, thank you so much for joining me.
Brittany, an honor to be with you today.
I'm really grateful for the time today because as someone who's really immersed in the artificial intelligence space, I'm excited to get your perspective on the moment we find ourselves in now. Because since 2022, when ChatGPT exploded, there have been a lot of different feelings when it comes to AI. Some people have embraced it, they've implemented it into their work life and their daily life. Other people have said, I don't even know what AI really is, what that means and what that encompasses. And other people are saying, I'm really frightened. This is going to completely take my job and I will be left unemployed. And some people in the tech sector and lawmakers have long been sounding the alarm on AI. And an article from a co-founder at an AI company recently went viral. It was called "Something Big is Happening." And it said that this co-founder, he's seeing the latest AI models and it's making him believe that, quote, the capability for massive disruption could be here by the end of this year. And it's coming for every single industry. So to start off the conversation, what are your thoughts on the moment we are in right now?
I think it's a critical moment for the country, for the world. This technology is going to be revolutionary. The aspiration of the AI companies is to basically digitize all of the work that we do. This will have incredible social implications. We're spending $1 trillion each year building out these models. The smartest people in the world are converging on Northern California to make it happen, and they're showing real progress. So I think we should take it very seriously. That viral article you mentioned, I think really did capture it. That this is going to be one of those moments in history that people look back on and say it was an inflection point in how civilization developed.
And if we're really on the precipice of this revolutionary moment, and I'm someone in the workforce, I'm thinking, what exactly does this mean for me? What exactly does this mean for my job? Because as that article pointed out, and as conversations reflect, AI isn't just coming for one industry and then people make different choices there. It is coming for every single industry. It will change every single industry. So what does this mean for the workforce?
It's going to have really serious implications. In a few years, if we permit it, we could have a conversation between the two of us where our avatars are talking. And perhaps AI is trained on everything we've written or said in the past, or actually channeling our legitimate beliefs. And so people like you and me might be rendered, no longer needed. And that's true across the entire workforce. And so I think it's going to call into question, of course, like how we make money, how we distribute benefits, like how welfare policy is organized. But more broadly than that, I think it brings into question like our very democracy. Most of our identity is as a citizen who participates in the labor force. We pay taxes to government. We expect things from government in return for paying those taxes. In a world where labor is no longer taxed, perhaps, where most of us aren't working, in my mind, social pathology could be everywhere, be very present, how we occupy people's time, like the role of the government. Do they still care about what I believe if I'm no longer someone paying taxes? Are wars more frequent as a result of this? What happens to our civil liberties? It's going to call into question the entire social contract.
There are a lot of existential questions there. And as you were saying that, I was just thinking, I have had a job since I was a teenager. That is true, though, for so many different Americans. And for a lot of people, your job is your identity. AI is threatening that. What does this do to the human race, really, when a big part of our identity could be stripped and could be forever altered by this technology, and it's right at our doorstep right now?
I don't have a great answer for you because I don't know is the short way to say it. I think if you talk to people in Silicon Valley, they say, well, we'll all be painting and reading novels and watching Netflix all day long. And there'll be some form of universal basic income because the incredible wealth will be redistributed to each of us. But I share your concern. My identity is about I get up in the morning, I take a shower, I go to work, I come home, I have dinner. It's more than just a paycheck. It's really how I structure my life. It gives me motivation to get up in the morning. Now, everyone loves their job, that's for sure, but it gives them some kind of arc to their day and to their week. And to not have that, I think, is actually going to be very profound. And I personally worry that people won't be painting or reading novels, but will be doing things that are more pathological.
And that sounds like a nice rosy future, though, but who knows if that would be a reality where you can just sit on the couch and watch Netflix, you can read and write and paint. But I want to know, I mean, I am really curious because this is going to upend the economy, it's going to upend the workforce. What do you think members of Congress, the Senate, need to do right now? Because someone who's been sounding the alarm too is Senator Mark Warner. He said we're not ready for the impact AI is going to have on our workforce. AI has some incredible applications, but it will also very likely upend our economy and make it harder for young adults to find jobs. What laws or regulations do you think need to be put in place today?
Well, I think people in Congress need to get smart about the issue to start, right? Most people are just now becoming acquainted with AI, understanding its implications for us all, for the globe. And so that's the first thing they need to do. The other thing they do need to start thinking about like what a post-AGI future could look like, artificial general intelligence. When AI comes and replaces most of our work, when it's capable of doing the cognitive labor that you and I are now paid to do, what's it going to look like? It's going to be a world probably where you have to have some kind of redistribution of wealth. We're going to have to tax capital more than we tax labor because labor force participation has dropped, to 10% or maybe even less than that. You're going to have like massive retraining efforts, I think, for those jobs that are still available before we get robotics online. Robotics is a longer project, maybe 20 years away. So things that are still involving humans in the building trades, training people to do that. I think you have to rethink like what it means to be a citizen in this country. And these are all like really important questions that government's yet to grapple with.